Greetings, users. Welcome back. Mihayu here with more from Feed the Beast Strategy Guide. I've been about these last 4 episodes. Well, the last 3 episodes have been on the thermal expansion mod pack, including the machines that you see behind me here. Already, since I've started this series, I've gotten really great feedback from you guys, my adoring fans. So specifically, I've already had responses. In the form of my suggestion form slash feedback. And so I'd like to today, take a little bit of time out today to basically respond to your responses. That makes, yeah. Basically, viewer questions and responses here. So let's start out with the first one I got from a good friend of mine, OmegaRainbow. He asks about the NEI interface. Specifically, he was asking if I could cover some of the options, because he'd love to know more about them, but I understand completely how daunting NEI can be. So let's go ahead and open up our inventory here. Oh boy, all the stuff I had from last time thrown around here all messed about. But um, well, let's do this. Let's go into normal mode, and we're going to go down into recipe mode. So this is what you're going to see whenever you open up your inventory screen, right? You got all this stuff. I mean, most people understand how to use the right hand side here because that's fairly simple. Just every item in the game, search for it, find out how to make it. What's the confusing part, and I think what Omega would like to know about, is up here. I briefly touched on the item subsets button, which if you click on it, starts giving you a whole bunch of these lists here. Specifically, if you start out with the blocks tab, it just gives you a list of almost every single block in the game. You can kind of see the scroller right here is in the middle. It literally shows every block one by one. That, I find that incredibly confusing and not really very user friendly there. But if you go down, what you'll start seeing is things like BuildCraft. That's one of the mods here in the FTB pack. Creative tab would be these are literally the tabs that show up when you're in creative mode. So if I go back to cheat mode here and I put myself in creative mode, these are the tabs: decorating blocks, redstone, transportation, miscellaneous. These we kind of know. But you see how it says 1 of 4? You have 4 different menus here. So now you have industrial craft. Now you have equivalency exchange, which right now equivalency exchange is not included in the Minecraft mod pack. Like I said in the first couple episodes, I'm playing on the Direwolf mod pack right now, which has extra biomes, factorization, and miscellaneous peripherals. You know, these tabs are what it's talking about when now I don't have the subset part. So let's switch back to, oh no, sheet mode. Switch back to this, and you'll see creative tabs, right? Equivalency exchange, extra biomes, factorization. Those were all the different tabs that were in the creative mode. So it's kind of a good, somewhat way of organizing all of the items in Feed the Beast. Again, if you scroll down here, you see there's more options. So this is a somewhat less convoluted way of organizing things as opposed to going through here until you find a section that you like. See, if I keep going until I start. Oh, now I see all the sequencers and NOR gates and stuff. So I know I'm in the red power section, or things like that. So one thing that I like to use this for, the item subsets, is you've got some of the big mods right here: forestry, industrial craft, um, MFFS. Those are for, I believe, like the force fields and defense station. Yep. See, these are the specific blocks. Railcraft has its own tab here, which basically what the main purpose behind this is that if you know what block you want and you know what mod it comes from, or if you don't know what block you want, but you know what mod you want to use. Let's put it that way. If you know what mod you want to use, you can go down here, click on rail or mouse over Railcraft. Oh, you know what? I've been going along this whole time without you guys being able to see my mouse, so that was probably a little confusing. I apologize. Um, Now you can probably see my mouse. So what you can do is if you know which mod you want to look into, um, you can do things right here like Railcraft. Here's all the machines for Railcraft. Um, you gotta be careful because if you don't hold up your mouse over it just right, you'll lose it. So red power again. You've got logic arrays. These are the really complicated little. Uh, they're basically look like repeater blocks, but they're custom made to give you things like a NOT gate, um, XOR gate. These, if you know anything about redstone wiring, you know that you can create these in regular Minecraft with vanilla redstone, but these compress them into one single block for you. And again, right here, vanilla gives you all of the, specifically vanilla potions, it looks like. One of the things that I've used this for are trying to identify specific mods and specific blocks. You can actually click mouse over the mod um, tab, I guess you could call it, mod menu option, and this will give you every single mod included in your mod pack. So it's not just the big names it's not just the big names that show up over here, it's actually every single one of them. So if you want to come down here and let's say I want to look at my chicken chunk loader. That's where I find out where the chunk loader is. Holding over, hitting U will change your interface behind it here. So you can actually hit U, which um, I described those before. If you go to options and go to controls, recipe, I usually set it to I. Don't know why it changed it on me. Usage is set to U. So it will let you do that, I believe. Let's go ahead and just test this real quick. Let's go back to recipe mode. Okay, hang on. You gotta change myself into uncreative mode first before I go to recipe mode because it doesn't recognize the NEI creative mode, basically is what that was. So we're gonna go to item subsets, we're gonna go to mods. Let's say we want to look up, you can actually go down here and find thermal expansion, which is what I've been talking on these last couple episodes. However, it's actually only going to show you the blocks that are used within thermal expansion, like the new copper gears based on thermal expansion copper, I believe, the different coils and things like that. It's not going to show you the machines. To find the machines for thermal expansion, it's actually classified under factory. So here's where we have our aqueous accumulators, which I'll touch on soon. Magma Crucible, which we just went over. So if I wanted to know, if I knew it was an industrial craft machine, I found it under this factory tab. I can't, whoops, yeah, don't double click because that's annoying. Okay, what did I do? Okay, double clicking apparently started to search for it, but I don't know what these other. Okay, there we go. So I was trying to click too much, and as you can see, it just messed up my interface. So even I'm not perfect with it, but my point is that if you found, which mod you wanted, you found a machine you wanted, you can hit the U button. See, and not all of them work. I hit U, and that one is not showing me. But if I hit if I hit I, it will show me the recipe because I was hitting U, and unfortunately, the Magma Crucible is not used as a building block to any other machine. You'll find that in some of the um, industrial craft machines here, we've got gatherers, generators. The basic generator is actually used to compile other machines. So if we look at our generator, you'll see that generator is used to make a different module here, a water mill, a solar panel. The generator is actually used as a building block. So getting used to, remembering that if you want to look for the usage for it, like what other uses does this have, hit U. If you want to know how can I build it, you want to, whatever your shortcut key is set for recipe. In my case, I. Um, so I hope I didn't actually confuse you too much more. That was intended to be a little more clear for you. So hopefully you're not, hopefully it's not quite so daunting. It is intimidating if you accidentally stumble upon and don't know what you're doing. But mainly we've got red power. RP stands for red power mod. So RP lighting, these are cool little light fixtures. So um, the idea behind this menu is actually it's intended to break down the blocks into their individual mods. So don't let that scare you. It's just a bunch of stupid menus. Let's see. Moving on. Another question that I was asked was about farming, and absolutely, I do have big plans for farming because there are a lot of farms that automated farms that you can use with the forestry mod, for instance. I know. Let's see. I think thermal. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that thermal expansion actually introduces some of the new. Um, I think it's Zycraft. I wonder if he's got Zycraft. That actually adds, yeah, Zycraft actually adds a few more. Uh, what do you call them? Farmable crops. They it brings in corn on the cob and henequen leaf, which are used um, for sustenance. Let's see. I was thinking. I don't think flax comes from that. No, but yeah, there's a bunch of different um, a bunch of different new plants introduced, like flax seeds, for instance. Um, comes from it's a new plant that grows that you can actually harvest and it produces string for you, so you can actually grow string. Now, I do have big plans to talk about that. In fact, I might actually get my wife involved because she's my little farmer. So if it's farmable, she's probably dived into it before. So we'll see about that. But each one of those different machines, like I said, the forestry, there's an arboretum that actually is a tree farm, will grow trees for you and harvest them. There's pumpkin farms, melon farms, cactus farms. All those are actual machines that can be made and powered to automate your um, farming. So I will definitely get into each one of those because they're definitely going to need some individual attention. So sorry if that, if that didn't really answer your question right now, but I do have plans to answer it if that helps. So yes. Oh, one of the big things that's been talked about all over Feed the Beast right now is what this next guy asked me about, which are the stolen presents and what are they used for. So let's take a look here. I'm not sure if they've been taken out because looks like they are. Stolen. Yep. I'll have to get some screenshots up then and show you guys right here that stolen presents are obtained from mob drops, basically. Any kind of mob throughout the game. Matter of fact, I think it was supposed to be only angry zombies, but they're pretty much anybody. A skeleton, a zombie. I don't know if I got one from an Enderman, but they all drop these stolen presents, which are in addition. They were added to the Feed the Beast mod pack from thanks to Steve's Carts, actually. And as you collect these stolen presents, what you're supposed to do is find a special holiday villager. Odds are you're not going to find him in a normal village. At least we've never found him in any of the villages that have been discovered on the fan server, Feed the Beast. We've got, uh, let's see, at least 6 or 7 villages have been found. All of them right around Christmas, definitely in the last month. So um, you can actually make this villager by creating what's called a warm hat, which basically is a nice little Santa hat. But it's not cheap to make. It's actually cost you a bunch of wool, a diamond in the middle, and a white snow white wheat wool block. Jeez, I can't talk. Wool block on the end to make the little poof on the Santa hat. So if you get a warm hat made, you craft it, and then you click on a villager with that, he becomes this holiday villager. So that's how you trade. And he is the only way you can trade those stolen presents for anything good. And unfortunately, the only thing you can trade them for are 3 stolen presents traded for a set of green wrapping paper, which is also used as an additional crafting item. So you've got stolen presents, which give you green wrapping paper. If you go and you kill blazes in the nether, blazes drop red wrapping paper. So now we've got our 2 wrapping papers, one from the blaze, one from the trade. Then we go and we can craft what's called a chest lock, which right here is part of the part of Steve's carts. It's just basically an iron ingot and a smooth stone. That gives you a chest lock. You need one of those. If you're not familiar with Steve's carts, Steve's Crafts, I don't know what I'm talking about. Steve's carts. Basically, it's a way to customize mine carts to do kind of whatever you want them to do. You can put drill bits on the front of them to have them turn them into mining carts for you. You can add additional storage to them, so it's not just a typical storage cart. What you end up doing is you actually end up adding engines into it. Let's see if we can find this. Let's go back into our mods here. And, whoops. Mod. Steve's carts. So what you can do is you can fully customize carts with all these little advanced solar panels, so they're self-propelled. You can add side cart chests. You can add a basic drill. Ooh. Galgadorian drill? Galgadorian drill. Maybe that's how you say it. I don't know. So you can fully customize carts. And once you collect things like the wrapping paper, you'll also have to make what's called a ribbon. Holiday present gift ribbon is what it is, which of course is not showing up anymore. I think since an update, it's all been removed from NEI. So fortunately, I'll, like I said, put up some screenshots here because you've got gift ribbon, which is basically 8 string. 8 string around the outside of a crafting area, 8 string with rose red in the middle of it, and you'll also need yellow, dandelion yellow. So once you have yellow ribbon and red ribbon, your red wrapping paper and your green wrapping paper, combine those. Actually, we can't combine them yet because we're still missing a stocking, stuffed stocking is what we're missing, which can be crafted with red wool. You'll basically make like a giant sock out of red wool, and you'll put some milk and cookies in with it in the crafting table, and gives you a sock. And if you go to sleep with that in your, I believe it's in your inventory or in your hotbar, I'm not sure specifically, but if you go to sleep with it, you'll wake up and it'll be a stuffed stocking. Santa comes, visits you, and gives you a full stuffed stocking. Then when you craft the stuffed stocking with the chest lock that we mentioned earlier, which was just crafted like so. That's the only one I can actually show you directly in game. So, chest lock, combine it with the wrapping paper, and combine that with the ribbon, and what you'll end up getting is a gift cart, is what that is. And it basically gives you additional storage that you can use on your Steve's cart, on your Steve carts, yeah. On your cart with Steve's cart. So once we get, or it's gift storage, I believe is what it's actually called. It gives you an additional 36 slots of inventory is what it does. So anyway, if you want to know more about Steve's cart and how to assemble those, there's a whole wiki dedicated specifically to it. So basically the whole purpose behind those presents was so that you could collect them and eventually make a gift storage add-on for your Steve's carts, which, like I said, gives you an additional 36 storage slots. So the mystery has been solved around the stolen presents that have plagued Feed the Beast servers. So, and then I think this probably concludes our viewer response episode. I hope I was able to answer some questions. And again, if you guys have any more, Google Forms is listed in the description below. I appreciate all the support, guys. And wait, I forgot one. There was one more request for more of this binary 13 guy. I don't know. Oh! I see who it is. It's binary. Ha! You know what? It's my buddy. I tell you what. If you want to see him, you go check out his channel. I'm tired of him always sneaking onto my channel. Look at there. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Appreciate you watching, and as always, stay tuned for more. leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff. I appreciate it. Have a good night.